Today, the church is really happy to host and lend this space for this very important dialogue, debate, whatever you want to call it. It's an opportunity for young people especially to ask questions of those who are the candidates for city council in this area.
UPROS and Transportation Alternatives formed this forum. Carlos Menchaca and Sara Gonzalez were invited, and we heard that maybe Sara Gonzalez is not coming.
This is a second term, and we've invited her several times here to our church to speak to people and get to know us and our concerns. She hasn't had the time to come to see us.
I have lived in this community for 12 years, and in that time, I've gotten to know a lot of the needs that we have here, and I really haven't seen Sara Gonzalez do that much for the community, so I'm really hoping for a change.
I actually met Carlos at a walk against domestic violence, and he's just really inspiring because he's so involved and he makes you want to get involved.
This was a forum that was incredibly fueled by the youth of this community. The youth of this community came out and said, we want to hear from our representatives. We want to hear from people who want to be our representatives, and that's why I'm here. And so what's at stake here is a sense of respect to the community that wants to see a vision shared about what's going to happen next.
Nos causa tristeza que la concejal Sara Gonzalez no lo vio apropiado o de beneficio o no sé qué, pero decidió no estar aquí. Pero por lo menos podemos tener una conversación con Carlos Menchaca. At least we can have a conversation with Carlos Menchaca.
But we have a focus on climate justice and environmental justice. So those questions we have in mind. So they're going to be transportation justice, about the waterfront, affordable housing questions, green spaces and parks.
Thank you, Rose, for that question. The waterfront. First of all, we need access to this waterfront, period. This community has been asking for that for so long, and we have not had any leadership to access our waterfront. That's number one. But we can do that safely. And the way we can do that is work with organizations like UPROS and Transportation Alternatives that already have really great ideas and plans to slow down our streets and make sure that we have very visible ways to get to the waterfront.
I felt everything was relevant. I thought Carlos did a great job addressing all issues with sensible, rational solutions that include community responsibility.
The City Council office has the opportunity to bring important issues like climate adaptation, mitigation, community resiliency into the community to make sure that we understand what our roles are when something happens. Storms like Sandy are going to come again. We need to plan for them. And there's not a lot of focus in making sure that communities like ours have conversations like this.
Carlos was real great because I guess I'm used to politicians kind of just like dancing around the question and like not really answering it. And having someone like, he kind of like explained the question and then answered it. It was a very what will you do kind of thing scenario, but he answered it and it was great. It was very uplifting, very promising for the future.
The most important thing for me was the youth who organized the event from UPROS and the questions that they asked. I think it's really important that they invited both of the candidates. I'm disappointed that Sara Gonzalez wasn't here. And I think the youth did a really great job.